You know the difference between a byte, int, and a long in C#? So a byte can be used to store something small. For example, someone's age. This is because a byte can hold values from 0 all the way up to 255. And notice how much space it takes. It takes 8 bits, so it doesn't take up that much space on your computer. Then the next one along is integer. Integer is a value that can hold up to about 2.1 billion. So as you can see here, that's 2 billion, that's 147 million, that is more 483,000, and this is 647. So notice that it stops at 647. If I try and change that to 648, you will get this squiggly line to say there's an error because the value is too large. Because it is impossible to fit in this value in that much space. Just imagine a lift that carries 8 people, and there is space only for 8 people. You cannot put a 9th person in there. So by even going up by 1, that's not allowed. That's why it only goes up to 647. But the long date type, it could actually exceed that number. So notice 648 is perfectly fine here, but it wasn't fine in the integer date type. And the reason you would use long is for really large numbers. For example, the world population is definitely larger than 2 billion. So in that instance, you would not use integer date type. Now notice here that I'm showing the output as well. And notice the $ over here and the @ symbol. The $ basically allows me to mix my string with variable names by using these brackets over here, and the @ symbol basically allows me to add line breaks without doing any string concatenation or adding line breaks manually, and these would be carried through in the output. So if I were to run this, and as you can see here, I've got the output with the line breaks as shown in my code. So we talked about byte, we talked about integer, and we talked about long. Notice the difference in size between them. So 3 bits there, where byte integer is 32 bits, so it's much larger, and long is 64 bits. So here you should really use byte for something that is small up to 255, integer for up to this value over here, and then long, as you can see, is a huge value. It can pretty much store world population over and over again. Again, I mentioned the use of the word age. That depends on a person age, which of course cannot exceed 255, but age of an old relic or an artifact, that of course goes into thousands, because something could be 1,000 years old, 2,000 years old. In that instance, you should use some other date types such as short, because as you can see here, a short can go up to 32,000 positive and 32,000 negative. Notice the byte starts from 0, so it doesn't start from any negative number. If you want the negative numbers, then you'll have to limit going up to 127 and then -128 there, and that still takes up 8 bit. All the differences is this is 8 bit signed versus 3 bit unsigned. And notice here short is also signed over here, and it only goes up to 32,000. If you wanted to do anything larger, so up to 65,000, then you use the unsigned version of it, and that picks you. It still uses 16-bit here, but the 16 bits are used differently. So just remember to use different data types for different purposes.